Hey everybody, it's Martha at Cause Yoga and Fitness, and I am just coming back from almost a week of being in the mountains, hiking, walking up massive big hills, which, if you don't know, I live in the low country where it's super flat. And so I'm sore. On my run this morning, definitely felt my right shin and calf. So I figured, maybe you're experiencing some soreness too for some reason, whether you're a hiker or not. Maybe you are a hiker. Maybe you are someone who goes to the mountains for the summer to get away from the heat in the low country. Amazing. I would love that. And I don't blame you. It was so cool in the mountains this past week. Felt so good. So anyway, so I'm going to take you through a very quick sequence of stretches. I need it for sure after traveling yesterday, which felt like forever in the car, on top of just being really just using those leg muscles in a new way. And so, yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. We will use 2 yoga blocks, so just make sure you have those close by if you need them. I mean, it's modification purposes to bring the ground up a little higher, and it might make your practice even better. So if you feel like you need them, grab them, roll into your mat, or just come to carpet. Come as you are, and we're going to start right on your back, knees hugged in, breathing. So whether this is the first time on your mat this morning, or maybe you're with me and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're just coming in for a little stretch, whatever time it is, whatever day it is for you, as you rock with those knees hugged in, just take notice. What is showing up for you? What do you feel here? For me, I'm feeling my lower back, little inner thighs. Feel free to stay still. Feel free to continue to rock. Maybe take little circles on your lower back. Nice big inhales. And slowly exhaling out. Inhale. And exhale. From here, just going to point and flex your feet. So you continue to breathe. You can go really slow. You can take my pace. What do you need here? And just take a few circles. Your ankles. And we'll take a few in the other direction. And we're going to take those legs up and bend, straighten, and bend. And then holding on to your knees, we're just going to make 2 separate circles. So kind of your knees come together as you draw your legs into your chest, and then knees apart as you circle away. Just going to take a few in one direction here. Really feeling those inner thighs. And then we'll go in the other direction. We'll take a happy baby. You can stay with your knees hugged in if this doesn't feel good for you. We're going to land your left foot down. Take your force of right ankles over your left leg, and just moving with your breath. Exhale it in, and then let it go. Exhale in, let go, and one more. And then right leg up for a little hamstring stretch. Nice big exhales. You draw your leg in. Try to straighten it up as best that you can. And then we're going to bend on this side and straighten. Bend and straighten. You can't quite get your toe. You could grab your yoga strap. You could grab your calf or hamstring. One more. And we're going to go to the other side. So exhale, right thigh in, pigeon, and bring it back down. Exhale it again. And extend your left leg up, calf or a hamstring stretch on this side. We're going to stay still here. And then we're going to bend and extend. And straighten up that leg as you exhale. A few more. Good, last one. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. Whew. All right, we're going to rock from one end of your spine to the other. And let's pause here for a moment just for toddler pose. My inner thighs are talking. It has nothing to do with hiking. I taught a class earlier and we were focusing on the inner thighs a little bit. So I'm definitely feeling those, drawing your heels in. Just that warm stretch, not forcing this. And then we're going to exhale forward and hold. So then every exhale from your hips bending forward, sending your chest down, but your shoulders stay back. You're not folding from your shoulders. Keeping that chest opened. One more. And we'll ease our way into tabletop, hands and knees. We're going to take a few cat and cows. Dropping your belly for cow. Big inhale and rounding to cat. And again. One more. Good. We're going to send our knees out wide, but our feet together as if we're sitting back into child's pose. And you're going to land your forearms down. We're going to take what I've heard as called tadpole rocks instead of frog rocks. So not quite in frog, if you're familiar with that move. It's a little bit more gentle. Exhale, hips back. You're ready and you definitely want a little bit more here. You could change this to frog, where your feet are underneath your knees. You slide out as far as you can. You're kind of on the inside of your legs, and then you rock back. Definitely a huge difference. You could go somewhere in between. I'll just take a few more. We're going to carefully ease right back up. And this is might be where you grab your yoga blocks underneath your hands. Otherwise, you're going to send your right leg through. We're going to stay in a low lunge, so keeping that back knee grounded, but chest is lifted. And then we're going to take a side bend, right arm up and over. And then release, right arm up and over. Really feeling that in the left hip flexor. Two more. Last one. We're going to shift our hands to the inside. And this time, right arm up. And then tapping your forearm down to the ground or your yoga block. Up and tap. More. And so I'm just going to scooch this way. So we're going to work our hips from lizard. You're just going to roll to the pinky edge of your foot and then back. So exhale, opening up your hip and back. 3. All right. Wiggling your foot to center, preparing for half split. So toes are up. Again, hands can be on yoga blocks. You can stay right here or you can fold. Ooh, yeah. Feeling this one. Then you're going to plant your foot down instead of toes up. So now we're going to fold, but we're going to really focus on the front of the leg. Breathe. Pretty intense. And then when you release, you're going to take your right leg in front of your left. So your knees are crossed. You're going to open up your feet and you're going to sit. So you're in cow. Right knee is stacked. And so you can have your yoga block off to your right. Sit bones stay grounded. Maybe you can take your forearm down and we'll take a side bend over to the right. Pretty intense stretch through the front of your hip. Cow, if that's a real struggle, no big deal if it is, you could take this from just a simple cross-legged, still getting the benefit of the side bend, which is great for the back. But you might not get so much in the hips. And then we're going to release. All right. And from here, if you can, you're going to rock forward. We're going to unwind. And let's take that same leg, that right leg, and just shoot it back. One more opportunity to stretch out. All right. And we're going to take our left leg through. Pressing hips forward for a low lunge. Hold here. Just going to turn this way. All right, so left arm, we're going to exhale up and back, and 2. Let's go in like this. All right, now we're going to take our hand to the inside, left arm back up, just a little different feeling, and then you're going to plant your forearm down on yoga blocks or the ground, and then up. And last one. And hands planted in lizard. We're going to open up that hip as we roll to the left pinky edge of our left foot and then close. And exhale, open and close. More. And shooting that leg forward. Toes up. Half split, stay here or fold. And then changing it up by pointing or placing your toes down and fold over your leg. So really getting the front of your leg. Okay, unwind. This knee's going to cross over your other as you sit back cow on the left side. Left hand on your yoga block, left forearm on your yoga block are grounded. Right hip stays down, right arm up and over, and breathe. Release out of this. Come forward, unwind, down dog, tuck your toes. All right, and we're going to paddle out. Really good for the calves. And if you've been hiking, Maybe you notice that in your lower legs like I do. All right, we're going to keep our right heel down, pressing back. Hold for a few breaths. Knees can be soft. Good, and then we're going to switch. Go back to paddling out. Keep that paddle as you move to a fold. Continuing to paddle in your forward fold. And then come into stillness. We're going to slowly roll all the way up. I'm going to adjust my camera. We're going to work in Warrior One. Again, really good for the hips. So just from standing in the front of your mat, we're going to take first your right leg back. You are on a balance beam. Actually, you're not on a balance beam. That's more Warrior Two. I want you to think railroad tracks. So this back leg can be out wide, as far out wide as you want. Now on carpet, like I am, just be really careful. Put your pinky edges down. Your hips are facing the front. So if you're really tight, this is a very challenging move. And then when you're good to go, arms are up and over. We're just going to hold right in our Warrior One. Not my favorite pose at all, just because it is hard. One more breath here. And then very smoothly, we're going to transition to Warrior Two. So now you're going to kind of do some wiggling so you're more on that balance beam. And then when you're good to go, bending into your front knee goes to your pinky toe and hold. Good. Inhale, we're going to straighten up. We're going to come into reverse triangle. So sending your left arm up and over. Arms are, or your legs are nice and straight. Soft bend in your knees. Then we're going to ease out of it. We're going to have our toes all pointing the same direction. Wide forward fold. Maybe interlacing your fingers and sending your knuckles to the sky. Releasing your hands. We're going to walk our hands over to your right foot. We're going to point our right toes away. Ease on up, setting up for Warrior from the ground up. Good. Inhale, straighten up. We're going to send it into reverse triangle. And release. And then we're going to kind of wiggle around to find Warrior One. Hips face the front. I even like to kind of get my hands on my hips and manually get them there. And hold. Really pressing down the pinky edge of your back foot. One more big inhale. And we're going to step forward, exhale. Great job. I'm just going to turn it on a little bit. Nice big inhale, reach up. And then exhale, fold. And here, taking ragdoll and swing side to side. All right, coming to stillness, planting your hands. We're going to rock forward, coming down onto our knees, toes tucked, and sitting back on your heels. So you could have a yoga block in between and sit on the yoga block, just taking off a little bit of pressure. You can come and be on your knees with your toes tucked. You could do tabletop with your toes tucked as well. We're going to hold for 5 full inhales and exhales. And then you can kind of wake your feet back up. Now with your feet flat, you can continue and stay here, or if you can sit on your heels with your feet flat, take your hands back behind you, shift your weight so you can lift your knees up, and maybe kind of moving and wiggling, so stretching out the front of your feet, feeling a nice stretch through the lower leg. And release. All right, I am going to go grab my 2 yoga blocks. We are finishing up. We're going to finish in fish pose. And so with fish, you can keep the block flat and bring it right between your shoulder blades. You can have it on its long edge, a little bit more intense. And you can even have it here going this direction, but just right under those shoulder blades. If you can't do full fish, where you're resting on the crown of your head, it's too much on your neck, then your head can rest on this yoga block. So really good for opening up the front of the body. And as you get really tired, sometimes we collapse in our upper body, which makes breathing really hard. That's why it's so important to strength train your full body. We'll take several breaths here, finishing up. One more. Very carefully protecting your neck, taking your time. Move the block, come back down, drawing your knees into your chest. Let your knees fall left, gaze right for supine twist. Gently press your top leg down, a little deeper. We'll come back to center and switch. If you want to finish in final resting, you can go ahead and hit pause, taking up lots of space, and stay here for several breaths. Otherwise, we'll come into our full body stretch. And we're going to roll over to our sides. And very carefully coming up, coming into breath. Let's press to your chest. You can close your eyes or gaze down or do both. Getting connected to your breath and to your heartbeat. Acknowledging yourself for showing up, coming to your mat, taking care of yourself. So now you can go off and take care of those that you need to in a stronger, healthier way. Giving thanks for this incredible body that you've been gifted, and acknowledging yourself for listening and taking the modifications or making tweaks to the moves. Listening to your body, giving it what it needs, and continuing to do that off of your mat. Take one more full inhale. Exhale it out. My heart tears. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I hope you enjoy this. I'd love to hear from you and how this went. And of course, as always, like and share and subscribe. And if you need, or if you want to catch me live, you don't need to catch me live, though I think you do. But if you would like to kind of experience me live, I teach a really gentle renew and restore yoga class on Wednesdays from 9 to 10. Reach out for more information. The class links on Google Meetup. Mondays, it's weights and yoga combined. And then Friday, it's focusing on the core for yoga Pilates. So all three are super important for longevity, super important to continue to do things you love to do, like hiking, and yeah, just continue enjoying life as long as you possibly can and do it. All right. I hope to see you back here soon. Take care. Bye.